This episode of Ask the Buffalo is brought to you by Audible. Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Buffalo. I'm your host, John Rettinger. This is the show where you could ask me any question you've got from the world of technology. This week on Ask the Buffalo, we're going to talk new iPhones, supposedly new MacBook Pros, what my 3 favorite phones are, and what phones might be coming out over the next 5-6 months. This is Ask the Buffalo. Let's go ahead and get started. Our first user, Victor Lopez, wants to know, hey John, looking to buy a MacBook Pro. Should I get the current MacBook Pro 15-inch or wait for the rumored 13-inch Retina display? Thanks. So I think it's safe to assume that eventually all MacBook Pro models are going to have that same Retina form factor and that same Retina display. It's just a matter of when. And that when looks to be in that October-ish time frame. Supposedly the same time frame we're going to see the next generation iPhone and possibly even an iPad mini. So right now we're in July, at least that's when this is being filmed. If you can wait for a few more months till October, I think you're going to be better served. The current generation 13-inch MacBook Pros are very well spec'd, but if the Retina display is important to you, then you're going to want to wait. If you're the kind of person that needs to have an optical drive, then you're definitely going to want to actually get the generation now. But if optical drive is not important to you, wait a couple months and pick up an external super drive and be good to go. Hopefully that helps answer your question. So Dark Stranger 007 asks, if you had a choice to carry 3 daily drivers, which ones would you choose? Well, that's a great question. The daily driver that I'm carrying right now is a Galaxy Nexus with Android 4.1.1 Jelly Bean on it. I'm actually loving it. But if I were to carry 2 more phones, the first one I'd carry would be an iPhone 4S. Be a lot easier to sync everything within iCloud. I'm a Mac user at home. And the third one would be the Galaxy S3 for AT&T. I love the screen on that phone. I love the way it looks and feels. Really everything about it is awesome. Although I might put on the alpha version of CyanogenMod 10 on that, at least get some Jelly Bean action going. Those would be the 3 phones that I carry with me, so it's 2 Android and 1 iOS. Hopefully that helped answer your question. This one came from Twitter. User @GavisconCook asks, what phones are you most looking forward to over the next 6 months? So that one's hard to predict. Phones generally get announced and come out within, maybe a week to 2 months. Over the next 6 months, though, we can pretend and play a little game and speculate about what we're going to see. So over the next 6 months, we're going to see the iPhone 5 or new iPhone. So that would definitely qualify on that list. Bigger screen, supposedly 4 inches, NFC, Giga RAM, LTE, and a new back and new front. Galaxy Note 2. The Galaxy Note 1 is probably my favorite phone of the past 12 months. Galaxy Note 2 supposedly is going to have an even larger 5.5-inch screen and pack a quad-core processor and hopefully a less plasticky back. The next 6 months should also bring us a new Nexus device. The Nexus devices are Google's own flagship reference hardware. Those are devices that are really left unmolested by Android skins. It's Android as Android was meant to be, as I tend to say, and Google would probably say as well. I'm looking over there like Google standing there. Will it come with a new operating system? We very well might see. 6 months is about a reasonable time for Google to release the next generation of Android, beginning with the K, maybe Key Lime Pie or maybe Candy Cane with the K. But I think we're going to see quad-core and perhaps we'll see Nexus devices made from different manufacturers. Traditionally, we've only had one manufacturer making one Nexus device, but we may see multiple, hopefully across multiple carriers as well. As a side note, I mentioned this in a previous video, if you want to be guaranteed Android updates, definitely only look at a Nexus device. So it's always kind of fun to play and speculate on what's coming out. Do you agree or disagree with the phones I'm looking forward to? Did I miss one that perhaps you think definitely needs to be mentioned? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And speaking of things that you have to say, let me go ahead and take a minute to thank our friends and sponsors at Audible. You know the name Audible, it's pretty much become synonymous now with audiobooks. Audible is the leading provider of downloadable digital audiobooks and spoken word entertainment. They have over 100,000 titles to choose from. They can all be downloaded right to your iPod, MP3 player, really any device now that can play digital music can play an audiobook from Audible. They pretty much have anything. In fact, right now, I am reading or listening to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Saw the movie, didn't like it, but heard the book was pretty awesome. About a quarter of the way through and it's way better than the movie. Check it out if you have the chance. If you want to go ahead and get a free audiobook, go to audible.com/techno to get a free audiobook download of your choice and a 30-day free trial when you sign up today. Again, go to audible.com/techno for your free audiobook. So the last question is one I kind of hit on in the previous one, and that has to do with the iPhone 5. This also comes from Twitter. User at LilRob2 asks, hey John, do you think that Apple will be releasing the new iPhone in the August-September timeframe? August may be a bit early. We're hearing rumors of perhaps early September even. The original thought was that it was going to be October, but September looks to possibly be the time. So yes, I do think we are going to see the new iPhone coming over the next few months. So what's it going to have? Let's recap. It's going to have a bigger 4-inch screen, a little bit of a thinner profile. Gone is the 30-pin connector. We're going to have a much smaller 19, perhaps 20 pin connector. 3.5mm headset jack on the top of the phone. Going to be moving to the bottom. Going to have NFC on there, and one of the things I'm most excited about, LTE. A gig of RAM, supposedly a new quad-core processor. Supposedly Samsung made, which is kind of odd considering Apple and Samsung's relationship. Of course, iOS 6, and I don't think we've seen all of iOS 6's features yet. I think that's going to be unveiled when we finally see the next generation iPhone, iPhone 5, whatever they decide to call it, iPhone 4S. I think we also might see it across multiple carriers. Perhaps T-Mobile will finally be able to get their customers an iPhone. I know they've been clamoring for it for quite a while. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Ask the Buffalo. Be sure to check us out at technobuffalo.com for all the latest tech news, reviews, unboxings, bad jokes, and miscellaneous tech content you can handle. I'm John Rettinger. I'll see you in the next video.